So we have arrived in the town of Sinop as we head down the Black Sea, and there's a site here that we want to go and see. There's an old prison in this town, and we're going to see if we can go and have a look and find it. I've never been in an old prison before, have you?
I thought the first I was going to do was going to be like Alcatraz.
Yeah, Alcatraz has always been on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I think actually it's here. I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is it, right opposite the car park.
We're Marianne and Chris. In May 2018, we quit the 9-to-5, rented our house to travel full time. Due to the pandemic, our attempt to drive around the world has been put on pause.
Finding ourselves in Turkey, we are going to show you the best this country has to offer.
He's awesome.
Right, apparently it's just down the road. It's just down the road. My mask's really loose today. It's just down the road. I think this is it, but I think the entrance is on the other side. There we go. This is the entrance.
Merhaba.
Merhaba.
Iki.
Okay, so entry into the prison is 12 Turkish lira. I bet you never thought you'd hear me say that I'm paying to come into a prison. So Marianne's just at the desk trying to see if they have any info or maps of the prison in English. Unfortunately, it seems like they don't. The guys at the desk have been super helpful in trying to help us understand, and Google Translate has come to our aid. So originally this building was created as a castle back in 1215, and then later they added a prison within the castle walls.
And it was added in 1897.
There you go, good old Google Translate. Woohoo! Teşekkürler. We've translated that and it says nursing, so we think maybe this is the infirmary. Wow. Feels weird, doesn't it?
It does.
Doesn't it feel strange?
It does. Oh, here are the cells. Each one has got a sink and a squatting toilet, and I think...
Look, and there's no natural light or anything.
Well, you've got the light.
Oh, you've got the light through here. This is your view. You imagine years.
Yeah. If you're bad though, I think you're not supposed
Well, this,
to have to.
I wouldn't be bad. I bet the walls could tell many a story.
This is a deterrent for any crime.
Yeah, look. All these cells next to each other.
I can't
No,
see
there's
any
no heating.
So it would have been a very cold experience.
So the prison actually closed down as a prison in 1997. And that really wasn't that long ago. And then just in the entrance here, this would have been the guards room. And here. And then there is an upstairs. Should we go upstairs, Marianne?
Yes. This is a reason never to be naughty.
Let's have a look upstairs. And upstairs, I would imagine it's just got more cells.
More cells.
More cells. There you go.
They're just not very big. It's not that much smaller than Trudy's van.
Yeah, but you got a door you can open.
I've got a door.
Adults further down
To another prison.
Yeah, maybe
until they're 18.
yeah, 18, 17 years old.
So the gentleman was just explaining that actually this would have been for children up till the age of 18.
Yes.
Kids, there's a reason not to be naughty there.
So, yeah.
Oh, they're really bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
really
so
bad,
this is
yeah.
for children, this is for very bad children,
yeah.
and the men, adults go over
Adults,
there.
Ah, okay. Teşekkürler.
This is for this.
So the gentleman is explaining that is a bathtub. They would have been bathed in that.
Wow. In the winter, that would have been really cold.
That would have woken you up, wouldn't it? They've actually got one of the old vehicles they would have used to transport the prisoners back in the day. And then here is another building. This would have been for children again. This is all part of the children's complex. Very high ceilings in here.
And the gentleman was saying that this is where the very violent young people would be brought. So if they weren't behaving in that place, they would be brought here.
Probably more isolation or something.
I don't know.
I don't think you can go. You can't go in the rest of the building.
Yeah, he was also saying that they're doing this massive restoration program. Should be finished in 2 years, and he said that in that time there will also be brochures and information packs in English as well. So we're relying a little bit on Google Translate and Wikipedia and Google, but obviously it's not going to be somewhere pleasant to be because it's
very interesting though. They got the old slingshot cannonballs here from back in the day when it was a castle, and
another watchtower.
A little image there. Guard tower. Restricted social visit room. So this is where visitors would have come in and the prisoners would have been in the room behind here. So there you go, these ones have got the bars on, so the prisoners would have come from inside and the public can come in from this way to come and visit their family and friends. Crazy. So this is what it would have looked like. So we would have come in here. This is the children's block that we saw, and the really bad children's block. And we've come back out, we've walked down, and now we're coming into the beginning of the adults area here. I'm not sure how much is open and how much we're able to see, but we'll go and have a little look and see what we can find. So yeah, this area here looks a bit more modern, and this would have been probably the boss. They've got a nice big desk there, and these are little officers. The prison warden.
Yeah, the prison warden.
So the block we're in at the moment is the admin, like staff and the warden's block. And here you can see the old prison there. Look at that aerial view. This would have been the men's prison, adult men's prison, which they're currently renovating and restoring for visitors now. We're just walking along the outside wall of the men's prison. They've got these little holes, presumably to pass things through or to keep an eye on the prisoners during their yard breaks maybe. So we're able to come into the one section of the adult prison, and this would have been the view from inside. Look at this. Guard towers, lookout towers up there, the main gate to come in, and wow, would have been a bit of a grim place. Oh, you can go in a bit here. What's in here? Oh, going inside one of the blocks of the adult prison here. Can you go up?
You can.
Oh wow.
Really, really, really high staircase.
Oh wow, look, up there.
So there's individual cells here by the looks of things. Oh no, they're massive rooms.
So you'll notice that these rooms are really large, and they're large for a reason, because these cells would have held multiple people, and there's one toilet that they would have to share and a sink area there, but there's one that's made up with bunk beds, so we can show you what it would have looked like. So coming up to this one here, if we slide back there, little peekaboo, look in there. That is what one of the cells would have looked like, with bunk beds. How eerie and nasty would that have been? I guess the prisoners in there wouldn't have been too violent or bad, because otherwise they would have fought with each other. And there must be individual cells in one of the other blocks. Huge locks, aren't they?
Massive locks.
They got a big lock at the top, a big turning lock, and a big lock at the bottom. and a massive padlock. I don't think you're getting out of there in a hurry. So even if you do make it out of the cell into the corridor, you've then got another big locked door. And that's before you even have the doors to go outside, the yard, and then the big gates within the fortress. And then this room here has a bar, but it looks like it was just for one person because there's a bed in the corner. It looks like a very big cell for one person. In fact, this particular cell housed a gentleman called Sabahattin Ali, who was a famous poet. So this one's called Discipline. Oh, coming into another corridor here. This looks a bit grim.
Oh look, there's lots of little individual rooms.
Yeah, there's individual cells now here. They're literally 6 by 6 rooms in the dark.
Let me put my torch on and see if we can get a little bit of light on the occasion. So there's a squatting toilet. I don't know if you can pick it up there.
Toilet,
and then,
wall,
that's it.
wall, that's it. That's how close we are.
That's it.
This is smaller than Trudy.
Much.
Well, that was a really interesting experience. As I said, never been round a prison before in my life. Don't intend to spend much time in such places. Anyway, we're now heading a little bit further down the coast. It's early evening, so we're going to find somewhere to park up out of town and a little bit quieter because tomorrow is our work video editing day, so we're going to find somewhere nice to park up for the day. Cow in the road. Where you going, cow? This is definitely rural Turkey life.
Lovely, isn't it?
And it's getting dark. We're going on a little bit longer than planned because we're trying to find a park up with internet signal because I need to post tonight's video. Not a bad view out of the office today on the Black Sea coast here in Turkey.
Well, after a fairly long drive yesterday, we decided to push on because obviously we have commitments and we needed to find somewhere where we could have a good signal for a work day. And as we were driving around the coast, we were checking the bars on our phone, and we ended up going a little bit further than we wanted to go. But that's the reality for us as working nomads on the road. So we ended up in this lovely spot actually. We had a lovely quiet night's sleep. We could hear the waves, and that's down the coast. That's down towards Side's way down there, which is where we're heading next. And Trudy's there. But we've got a good signal. We've got lovely view of the boats today whilst we work, and we're going to just carry on making. Chris is in the van film editing, video editing, and I'm going to get busy answering your comments and messages. I don't always have time to answer every single message, but I read every single message and comment, and we love that you interact with us. And we're just delighted to be here and share that with you.
So today is one of our work days, and I'm sitting here editing videos and catching up on all the things that need doing. You may have seen on a previous video that we've been suffering from some days when we run out of power. It's being rainy, the solar's not charging, etc. And a company called Power Oak reached out to us and have sent us a solar powered power bank. Now this has been sent to a relative's address back in the UK, and now we're trying to get it sent out to here, but of course because it's a lithium power bank, it's a lithium battery, it can't go on the normal services on an aeroplane expressing it to us. So we were planning to collect it in Istanbul in the next week when we are there. So now we're trying to find a company that will send it to us by land or ship. So Marianne's making a few phone calls and sending a few emails.
Oh, why did that have to be so complicated? Yeah, it's bizarre. You send an email saying, can you ship a lithium battery? And they're like, yeah, fine. We accept the gift, we organise everything, and then when we go to do it and pay for it, they say, oh, sorry, did you say lithium battery?
Yeah, we did reach out to a courier company in the UK, and I sent them the link of the product on Amazon. They were like, yeah, no problem, we can send that for you. And then of course now, a few days before we arrive in Istanbul, I'm trying to arrange it so we can coordinate the times, and they say they can't. So the plan is you're going to contact some other companies like UPS, FedEx and TNT and see what we can sort out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. We'll keep you posted.
Good morning. So yesterday late afternoon we were having a good work day down on the coast where we showed you earlier, and all the local kids came out, saw the van, and it was becoming a little bit like a circus. They all wanted to come in the van, and it all got a bit hectic. So we thought, look, it's probably easier for everybody with the pandemic going on and social distancing and everything else if we just move down the coast a little bit. So yesterday evening we headed down the coast, probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, and arrived at this little place. And this is a great place. It's not on Park for Night, we're going to add it. They've got the little picnic tables and barbecues, and they're actually developing it. The diggers are over there. Luckily they weren't going first thing this morning, but they've also got a toilet and shower block that they've pretty well finished over here. So this is going to be a lovely little spot with the sea there. And there's Trudy. Marianne's fed. We keep a little bag of dog food on board now, and if we find any dogs that look like they need feeding up, we give them a bit. And this is our friend this morning, who's nearly finished all his breakfast. That's a good meal you had there. One thing we noticed was that all of these posts have been lifted off the ground so they'll never rot. Same with the bench seats, and even the tables on a little metal thing there, just to stop it getting wet, because that's one of the problems building wooden structures, is they always rot eventually. And this is definitely a genius way of doing it. I've never actually seen a place that's done that before, to all like the tables, the bench, the structure. Should have done that back home. Would have saved us loads of time over the years.
Especially as it rains so much.
It rains so much in England, it's a good plan. And today we're heading down the coast a little bit further to the town of Side, which is about 3 hours drive from here. We're meeting up with friends in Istanbul at the beginning of October. So we've only got a few days to get there, not long now. So yeah, and there's still places we want to see. We want to go to Side, Amasya, Safranbolu. So yeah, there's a few exciting places between here and Istanbul. So we're on a little bit of a push to get it all crammed in before we have to be in Istanbul. Right, let's get the van ready and off to Side. Looking at the route we have to go to Side, there's two routes. There's one through the mountains and there's one along the coast road. The coastal road is very windy, very narrow. I have looked on Google Earth, and takes about an extra half an hour So we've decided that this stretch we're going to do on the mountains, because after Sea Day we have a nice big stretch of coastal road as well. So we'll mix it up a little bit. And so we're headed up into the mountains. You can tell autumn is upon us because the colour of the leaves are just starting to change. And I can imagine that it would be absolutely stunning here during full autumnal colours. And you can just see it starting now. So we've climbed 920 meters and climbing pretty high. That's about the height of Snowdon. Snowdon in the UK is 1,000 meters, I think. (1,300 meters and climbing. In the mountain areas, they tend to have quite a few sort of mudslides and things, and you can see the land here where it's almost like the top layer has come away, and that probably was a landslide, a little landslide at some point. There's a horse just wandering around. The views from this mountain road are absolutely stunning, and we're so pleased we chose to come up this route today. There's a random cow just by the side of the road. We've made it to Side, and I can see the sea in the distance. We are nearly there, 3 miles to go.
Woohoo!
What's weird is we've been driving through the town for a few minutes and we haven't seen one person. Oh, there's cars moving.
There's a car moving.
So strange. Nice, by the sea, a nice harbour. We've parked up and we're just catching up on work. I'm editing the next video and Marianne's following up on the how to send the Power Oak battery supply lithium from the UK to Turkey. Right, in a nutshell, love, where are we?
So far, every company has said it's a dangerous good and that we have to get the right packing information and hazardous paperwork information. And when I ask them how they do it, they're not telling me. How do you do this if nobody tells you what to do?
So you've contacted UPS. What did they come back and say in the UK? They've said
UPS have come back and said we can ship any batteries up under 100 or less
amp hours. And this is 2,500.
This is 2,500.
And we told them that.
Yes. So I've messaged them back and I'm just waiting to hear. So FedEx have basically come back and said you need to find the paperwork and the packaging, and nothing's come back from when I say how do I do that.
Watch this space. The courier companies don't seem to be particularly helpful.
Nice bus.
Nice bus. Actually, that would make a good Trudy bus, wouldn't it?
It'd make a great bus.
Would be secure too. So the first area you come to suddenly feels a bit more modern compared to the other one. Hello!
Baby, there's another comment. People really want to know what we're doing.
I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing?
I don't know.
We should do a live chat on Sunday, I think.
Actually, Sunday's really good because it's a good time. Everyone's at home.
Yeah. Oh, you're still there. it's the perfect opportunity to tell you that we are going to do a live chat this coming Sunday. You don't want to miss it because we've got lots of cool things to show you. So make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell notification below to make sure you can join us this Sunday. Bye for now.
And there's so much to tell you.